When life gets really busy, who do you sacrifice first? I recognize that most people give up on themselves much sooner than they would a loved one, a spouse, an employer. And I wonder why that is. What if I told you that there are just 3 things you need to do each and every day to revolutionize the quality of your health and well-being? Well, there are. And I'm here to share with you exactly how to start taking control of your body and your life today. My name is Marcell Hansen, and you're listening to Small Habits, Big Changes. Let's dive in. I've always thought that self-care was very high on my priority list. It's always been in my top 3. It slowly moved its way up to nearly top priority and has been there for years. Yet, even I'm amidst a very busy project right now that is on a timeline, a deadline, and I noticed that quickly to maintain momentum, I gave up on things or let things go that I would normally consider not mandatory, but highly recommended within my self-care day for my day to day, that is. First, it was maybe the morning walks, and then it was the evening walks. And while I get back to those, there was a period of time where I skipped them. Then I had to reschedule a massage and I had to bump a training session and I canceled and rescheduled another self-care appointment. And then I had to miss an acupuncture appointment. And it's not that I had to miss it, it's that I chose to because this other project is finite in time and required the momentum needed, the bandwidth that if I took that time off to go to those appointments, I would have lost that momentum. And I deemed that in that moment and to this moment a higher priority than those activities, but not my self care. I will say that I have been for another business of mine working, I think it's 21 days in a row. So that's not unheard of. It's a couple times a year. I end up pulling like 4 to 6 weeks where it's day after day, Saturday, Sunday, holidays included, 12-hour days. Last year, it was a full month of excruciating heat, 100 plus degrees Fahrenheit, working outside, very physical, a month straight, with very little respite in there. Couple evenings I took off to watch a game, and one weekend took off to an event. However, that was pretty grueling. This one is just straight up. It's been going on 3 weeks, just pushing 3 weeks tomorrow, I think. And every day, about 12 hours a day, out in the field, 6:30, every day before 7. Today, client texts me at 8:20 and it's a Sunday and says, "Are you okay? You're normally here. You're normally here by now. I just wanted to make sure everything was all right." Not at all checking up on me. Seriously concerned because every single day I am there typically well before 7 and then I have a crew that shows up at 8. I thought it was it was telling that the client was expecting me. However, during these 3 weeks, I have gotten great sleep. I have maintained healthy eating, my hydration, my movement certainly is, I'm off the charts in steps because I'm very active. However, it's not the type of movement I would like as much. I have still been training. I did take this last week off, but all in all, I've been able to maintain a lot of structure and most of my good habits, healthy habits that keep me in line have sustained. And that's what structure in your self-care will do, is it will help you, as it has helped me, glide through the more challenging or physically stressful or even mentally stressful activities in life. It will ground you, to bring you back. That's the whole idea of my stable table. And if you don't know what my stable table is and you've stumbled upon podcasts, I encourage you to go back to the first 4 episodes where I kind of lay out the framework of hydration and movement and nutrition and sleep, and how I've created a structure that really can morph into a unique support system for each individual. It is not a one size fits all. It does have a fair amount of tweaking to do to it. However, the 30 years that I've spent researching and executing on practice, you can glean the insights from in 21 short days of an intensive, if you choose that, or partake in all of the free content that's online and put it to use. Certainly would save you a lot of trial and error, a lot of challenge, though I wouldn't have it most other ways, knowing that I've put in the time and come to the results that I have is all the more gratifying for me. And I encourage that for everyone to embark on the journey of self care. Yet there are some things that I think structure wise, most people would take a long time to put in place. I started in the 90s with a structure similar to what I utilize now. So I just happened to get that on going early on in my journey. And I encourage you to do the same, to find a structure that works for you. If it's my stable table, if it's the elements, if it's another structure, another framework that fits you, have at her. But self care is paramount. A self care structure and framework will help you through not only your toughest struggles, whether those go on for months or years, it will help you through the day to day, building momentum, building confidence, building self awareness, utilizing a structure that really supports you and your household. I can't say enough benefits. I can't say enough good things about it. You know, Tony Robbins says if you find someone or you see someone who's doing something consistently and getting the results that you want, understand that success leaves clues. They didn't get there by luck, by happenstance. I don't stand before you at 50 years old feeling stronger and better and happier and healthier than I ever have by chance. I've put a lot of time and effort and resources and focus on my well-being. I've spent nearly 100,000 hours of time researching videos, TED Talks, YouTubes, you name it. Before that, it was workshops, seminars, trainings, intensives, college and university studies. And in my first 3 decades on this journey, I have learned a number of things. And probably the most poignant and the most revolutionary, people talk about, I think I've heard it more recently, maybe a little bit of lip service, but most services disregard it. That as much as we are alike and maybe we have similar drives and similar values, whether the hierarchy of our values vary or not, our personal needs, our spiritual needs, these are very similar amongst all people. When it comes to self-care and excelling, being successful, being happy, being fulfilled, it is an individual ball game. 100%. Yes, you will have great connections with others, and those will benefit your mental and physical well-being. Though how you function and how you design a framework that works for you, that framework will be unique to you because you have different motivational factors. You have a different hierarchy of personal needs. You have a different intention, a different mission. Different motivation will reveal different approaches. And it's really important for you to know what your motivation is. I think you can go about it one of two ways, and there's probably several others. The first way is you can know your motivation and set up your blueprint to support that and your framework to structure your self-care within that. Or for those of you who aren't sure of your motivation, you aren't sure of your mission, you aren't sure of your legacy that you want to leave for generations to come, start with self-care, build a structured self-care framework, and the rest will reveal itself to you. Either way, you end up with clarity on your mission, your motivation, what's driving you, and you also are creating healthy habits and a healthy structure that allows you to live vibrantly. And those two things combined, those two things, knowing your mission and having a framework, a structure for your health and well-being, that really is all there is. There's nothing else. If you have those two things, you have everything. Because within your healthiness and within your structure come your personal connections, come your physical vitality, your mental fortitude, your spiritual groundedness. They all come within the framework of wellness. Your mission and your intention and your legacy hopefully align with that. And so, in order to fulfill your legacy, you will have to be healthy. And when you're healthy and you're living from a vibrant place, you are able to fulfill your legacy that much more. Give it some thought. Let me know what you think. If you are watching on YouTube, you have the ability to leave a comment down below. Do you know what your mission is? Do you know what your legacy will be? Are you creating it now? For me, I'm going to 150 and I have to be healthy and vibrant in order to even make it that far so I can complete my mission over the next several decades. Maybe you don't want to go that far. That's okay. How far do you want to go? What do you want to do? What imprint do you want to leave on this planet for your kids, for your community, for the generations to come? You have to know that there's more than just what's here before you. And embracing the polarities is that's all there is what's here before you. I hope that part of this has resonated with you. If it does, do the universe a pay it forward solid and pass it along to someone that you love and care about and want to find insight in this story, in this teaching, if you found it of interest. We also have a free wellness community. The number is 206-483-2960. You can text the word yes, and you can send your personal inquiries there. You can share your wins. It's a private text community, so your text is not broadcast. It's sent directly to me, and I can respond personally. So, again, I leave you with the thought of if you are the first person that you sacrifice, if your well-being is the first to go in times of stress, in times of need, consider that there is an alternative, that you can create or optimize a system that you already have developed to care for yourself in the worst, in the hardest, in the most stressful situations. That is truly necessary, that you do not have to sacrifice yourself, your well-being, to complete anything else. Give it some thought. Until next time, You know what to do. Be awesome. Thank you so much for listening today. If you feel any part of this episode resonated with you, then please consider sharing it with a friend who may also find value in it. And remember to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And before you go, did you know we have a fantastic free text community? If you want more bite-sized health hacks and reminders delivered directly to your phone, absolutely free, then text keyword YES to 206-483-2960. Again, that's keyword YES to 206-483-2960. And we'll see you on the inside.